day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. I'm Ethan Fleetwood, and I'll be taking you through today on this live stream. Now, excuse me, first of all, I am unwell. I am on the bounce. I'm feeling a little bit better than I was yesterday for qualifying, but no one cares. We're here for round 15 at Zandvoort, the Netherlands, the Dutch Grand Prix. It's a very complicated circuit with lots of elevation changes, camber variation as well, with a track distance of 4.259 kilometers, 72 laps today, with the track lap record being set yesterday by Oscar Piastri with a minute 8.6. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have honestly got a pretty exciting race ahead of us today. We're on the softer compound as we discussed in our F1 preview this week. They're going to try and push for 2 stops this year from... I said this week, didn't I? Well, it is technically this week, since they've been using it throughout the practice sessions earlier this weekend. So, round 15, the Netherlands, we're by the beach. It's looking like it could be wet. The wind is picking up. You can look at the rough waves there. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. We're back after the summer break, and let's run you through your grid order. So you got Ollie Behrman in 20th. He's either taking a penalty. He might be starting from the pit lane. I do believe that to be the case, with Stroll in 19th, Ocon 18th, with Nico Hülkenberg in P17. That Haas driver not in a great run of form since the break, or just before the break. Colapinto 16th, also struggling with Albon in 15th. Disappointing for the Williams driver to be out of Q1 this weekend. Gasly is 14th, with Bortoletto in P13, the leading Sauber driver. Yuki Tsunoda P12, disappointed himself, as was Kimi Antonelli, unable to get into Q3, both of them this weekend. And Fernando Alonso did get into Q3, but it was only good enough for P10. A bit underwhelming, I suppose, from what that Aston Martin looked like earlier on. And of course, alongside him in P9, we have Carlos Sainz. Liam Lawson is in 8th. 7th place, Lewis Hamilton to Charles Leclerc, his teammate, in 6th. P5, it's George Russell. And then in front of him, the surprise card, Isaac Hadjar in P4, Max Verstappen 3rd, and it's a front row lockout for McLaren, Lando Norris on P2, with Oscar Piastri starting from pole position. That is your grid for the Grand Prix this weekend. We're just minutes away now from lights out for the formation lap. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. What's going on, chat? How are we feeling today? Are we excited? Are we raring and ready to go? You look at all the Dutch support. I love a bit of Oranje. Beautiful. Isaac Hadjar, starting P4, a career best. I think he is making a very, very good case for being Rookie of the Year. Look, he's obviously started... Look, race 1 was a bit of a shame, but beyond that, he has absolutely been flying. There is zero arguing it. Isaac Hadjar, Rookie of the Year to this point. I'll say it. Let's tick over there to race view for you guys at home. Ooh, let's go, baby. Bear with me, I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. My throat is going to be going. My voice is cooked. Bear with me. Oh, dearie me. What? There we go. Bring the old laptop. Bring the old laptop around. Ooh. Verstappen 2-stop. I think most people will be on a 2-stop. But after what happened in Hungary, is Oscar going to be adverse to a 2-stop? Do you reckon? I think that he will not want to do the 2-stop. Because Norris caught him out last time out with it. We are underway now for the formation lap. Let's go. Oh, dearie me. So what are the track conditions looking like? The one stop is definitely possible mediums to hards. Yikes. Okay. Surely you don't two-stop if you're Piastri. Hang on, someone's been noted for yellow flag infringement. Who's that? Lewis Hamilton? Huh. Pit entry incident. Interesting. Risk of rain for the race this weekend, or today I should say, is 60%, by the way, so look out for that. DRS is disabled, of course. It is the formation lap. So, yep. Ferrari, as you said, Red Bull is falling off like Ferrari did from the early 2000s. Give it time. It'll all depend on how next year starts. That will be everything. Honestly, don't say anything just yet, you know. Yes, thank you, Aussie Sean. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I sound like terrible. I sound terrible. Bear with me. If I have to like hit one of if I hit one of those, it's because I'm like blowing my nose or something. Piastri did get pole yesterday, so bear with me today. We are giving it everything we've got, and I won't be going to bed for a long time because, well, I gotta make sure I edit the clips and everything from the race after the fact. So it's gonna be a long night. Look, I'm here for it. Formula One is great, guys. Don't even. Yeah, I sound a bit stupid, but that's okay. We'll take it. All right, lads. So we're rolling around now. I don't know who we're looking at here. That's interesting. Norris would have taken it. He did not. It was very close, though. It was a very, very close start to the weekend. Qualifying was incredibly close. The Mandem are rolling around. Max G, bro, needs to lay off the smokes. I don't smoke. I swear. Okay, here we go. We're approaching now. Everyone lining up on the grid. Here we go. Lando in P2 with that inside line will be looking to jump his teammate into turn 1. Leading here, I reckon first lap, you're going to see a second get pulled to second place. I said second a lot there in one sentence. That was too much. All right, so we've got the last car now coming into the pit lane. For the pit lane start, the green flag is waving at the back of the grid. The start lights are going in order. 3 lights, 4, make it 5. And we are racing in Zandvoort. We see a little bit of wheel spin there from the cars out front. Lando's got a decent jump, but Max Verstappen around the outside is going to have him into turn 1. And Lando Norris has fallen down into P3, but he should keep it with that better exit line. He's not going to want to give this place up, and neither is Max Verstappen. They're going wheel to wheel now in a place where they really shouldn't. Max is sliding, and he's almost off the track, and he's had to really compromise his run there. And it's chaos now as you've got a Ferrari now going for a switchback on George Russell down the straight. That has been an incredible start. Max Verstappen almost DNFing if he was unable to catch that little wobble there, and we're already seeing that gap pull out that we said would happen. Oscar Piastri, though, knows that Max, he knows his way around this track, and if he needs to work to keep him behind such that he holds up Lando Norris. Now, the McLaren should have the pace on that Red Bull. Now you're wondering, what am I talking about? I kind of waffled there for a second. Let me catch my thoughts. Essentially, if Max can hold Lando up with that slightly worse pace, he's a great driver, is Max Verstappen. He's got fast enough pace, but the McLaren should be quicker. But is it quick enough to overtake around a track that is notoriously difficult to get past on? So far, it's Alex Albon who's gained the most places. He's gained 5. He's up in a P10 off that start. Max Verstappen had an incredible launch and got the best of Lando. Almost losing it, though, as we see that camber change. He touched the grass on the way into, I believe it to be turn 3-4. We got Ferrari now looking to the inside of Isaac Hadjar, who is in P4. Looks like Charles Leclerc now is getting a little bit impatient. He's got past George Russell now on the start. George is down to P6. Yuki Tsunoda up into 11th. And other than that, there's not a whole lot of changes, other than Gabby Bortoletto down into P18. Piastri now 1.4 seconds ahead of Verstappen, and it's a similar gap again behind to Lando Norris. What a start. Oscar has got it in the bag. We've got to remember as well that Verstappen is starting on the softs here, so he's very much committed to that 2-stop. Look, right now, I think Lando knows that he's not going to be able to get past Verstappen. It would not be worth it for Lando to push on to try and get past at this point in time. That's why that gap may be a little bit more than we expect to see. Looking at Charles Leclerc, he's going to have Hadjar here in a lap or so, I'd imagine. He's not got the race paced as Hadjar, and that's not a problem of his own doing. That's just, mate, that car, he can pull it out over one lap, but it's not got the legs to keep it going, unfortunately. Leclerc needs to get past ASAP. But that gap is maintained through the sector 3 now, so if Leclerc's not careful here, he might get done by George, and if there's any battling there for a prolonged period of time, Hadjar could look to maintain a nice little position here and get a hefty sum of points. Rain around lap 8 or 9, we're currently predicting. That will be very interesting. Fastest lap now for Oscar Piastri. A minute 15.7 there. Of course, about 7 seconds off the pace of qualifying yesterday. They have a little bit more fuel in those cars. Safe to say. Oh yeah, I am so tired. I did ask for rain 8-9. I saw so much starting way late in the race. It's predicted, but it's ever changing. We're right on the coast here, so it could be anything. Piastri radio. There you go. We expect class 1 rain around 8 minutes at lap 7. Okay, so that is is that worth coming in for inters? We don't know, but around this track, any amount of rain is critical. So we'll see. If there's even a hint of standing water at any point, or even just a consistent slick track, not even standing, yeah, if there is rain, it's going to be cooked. And yeah, Oscar is not going to want to hear that, because right now, if they were to go as is, just on a dry track, he's absolutely winning this race, and there's no doubt about it. Yeah, Oscar won't be too happy to hear that news. Max Verstappen might actually have smashed this here. If they happen to change to inters, those starting on the softs will have incredibly advantaged, or gained an advantage from that. My English skills right now are really struggling, guys. Please bear with me. My comprehension, my brain is, I got brain fog. Do you remember when everyone had COVID? I actually never had COVID, but when everyone had COVID, everyone was talking about, like, head fog. And like, oh, I can't work. I'm feeling it. Bastille for life, thank you for the follow. And Emma, thanks for the follow. Is that Julia as well? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so should have rain in a few laps' time. Oscar now is about 4 seconds to his teammate. Tamar, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Feel like a Ferrari disaster is coming. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Got a nice DRS train there, by the way, from Hadjar all the way back. Oh, wow, all the way back down to P19. We've got a oh no, to Science, and then behind. Yeah, Max had a really great start there. Watch here. So, of course, Lando had that exit here on Max, but Max just kept it in there. Lando not brave enough. Yeah, Max somehow saved that. I'm also proud of Hadjar so far. He's cooking. Yeah, Max has done very well to keep that straight. Oh, wow, that's a big call. You think that Hamilton isn't a top 5 driver of all time? That's crazy work. It's just changed. It's just... sport's changed, you know? Wow, Max has done so well. Well played, son. Gabby Bortoletto got bogged down off the start. That's a real shame. He just did not get off the line. Got to feel for him. Oh, Gabby. That's no good. Aaron, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Oh, Gabby Bortoletto has pushed Lance off track there. That's a bit of a shame. Double points for VCarb. I would absolutely say that's a high possibility, yeah. Franco Colapinto, let's have a look what's going on with him. That's his teammate in front with the DRS. He wouldn't go for it into turn 1, would he? Goes to show F2 doesn't always translate into F1. Not always, but it has been for some. I mean, I think that's a silly thing to say, though, to be honest. F2 doesn't always translate into F1. Well, it does. They're just not ready yet, in some cases. You know what I mean? Rain to be expected in about 2 laps' time. Yikes. 2 seconds, Ted.
Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports.
We're back. Thank you for your patience. With my lungs being on limited capacity today, we have the puffer ready when needed. So just wait for that to come into effect. My guess for the top 3, it's going to be as is. I think Lando will get Verstappen based on strategy call. But Blood is drinking out a SodaStream bottle. It's so large, I can get a lot in there. It's a crazy thing to say. Yeah, so Max, if they have to switch to Inters, Max will have absolutely cooked on this strategy. I see what you mean, Jew. I see what you mean. Alira, welcome along. Yeah, and speaking of Gabby, he's just picked up some immense front wing damage. He's got no end plate. And has been noted for a collision. Uh-oh. Oscar Piastri now 4 seconds or so to Verstappen. Lando is gaining on Max and probably will be on the back of him by the end of this this lap. Leclerc is again pushing on the back of Hadjar. He's pulled a bit to Russell. He's not. Stroll's going to get a penalty. He shouldn't. It was Bortoletto, I believe, who caused the collision. Anyway, Annette, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Isaac, top 5. I also hope so. I think that the condition change will be telling. It's all going to be... I mean, think back to Silverstone, right? Hulkenberg ended up on the podium, so, like, just give it time. So, yeah, Leclerc on the back of Hadjar. I reckon we'll see this overtake happen within the next lap or so. I think at the end of this... The thing is, Hadjar needs to think about the next driver. You know, Hadjar could be deploying all of his battery and maintain this position for a little bit longer, but then he'll be cooked once Leclerc does get past. He'll get swallowed up by Russell, Hamilton, Lawson, and so forth. So you got to think of the bigger picture sometimes. Yeah, I agree. The car is very important. Here we go. Lando's going for it around the outside of turn 1. That's a very good effort. What a move! That was an incredible move from Lando Norris around the outside. He really kept it planted there and trusted that the downforce of that car was not going to understeer. The slightest bit of understeer, he's off the gravel. That is very well done from Lando Norris. Great battling there. No time wasted. Beautiful. Lance Stroll now into the pits for a hard. Is that a gamble? Hang on. So Asserman have just brought Lance Stroll in for a set of hards. That's either a gamble on them not needing to pit from the rain, or the fact that that it's not going to rain at all. Interesting. They can't possibly go to the end from here, right? Surely. Williams aren't doing too bad. Absolutely not. The Williams, I mean, with Albon jumping 5 places, they're looking in a pretty solid position this weekend now. Get a couple of points. That was fair from Max. Yeah, I respect that. Good move. Lando getting the hurry up to push on to Oscar now as well. Things you love to see if you want to see some battling. Speaking of battling, Kimi Antonelli is trying to have a look at Yuki Tsunoda now into turn 1. Kind of half went for it to see if it opened up. It didn't for him. Yuki shut the door on him. Can we get a Hajar P3? Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just wait for the rain. Blame it on the rain. Falling, falling. Milli Vanilli that, by the way. If I got the lyrics right. Hopefully I didn't, so I don't get copyright claimed. Antonelli is... Look, not had a great few weekends in a row now, unfortunately. I do feel bad for him. He's absolutely got the talent. He's just not bounced back. He had, one or two bad races after a good run of form, and he's just not managed to come back into it. I mean, there is curiosity around what is going on at Mercedes. Is there something that we're not aware of? Are they focusing on next year? Are they... I don't know. Look, if Mercedes are taking a leaf out of Red Bull's book and just focusing on how they can get the most points between the two of them, who knows? But what can be said is that Antonelli has lost his form. And I really hope he can find it again soon, because he's absolutely deserving of better results. Though he hasn't had a lot to show for it recently. Who has had some stuff to show for his results is Isaac, or it's actually pronounced Isak, but anyway, Isak Hajar in P4 right now, defending to Leclerc. Leclerc will likely get him at the end of this lap. I feel like Isak's not pushing on too much more. Let's have a look. Come on, Oscar Jack Piastri, attaboy Patrick. Absolutely. Rose is a lap or two ahead of me. Let me quickly fix that. There we go. And Verstappen is 4.5 seconds behind Lando Norris. There we go. I fixed it. Behrman radio. Scared about Bortoletta's front wing. Yeah, but I'm surprised they've not had to pit him yet. That does look, black flag worthy. I'm also cheering for Oscar today. Here we go, Charles Leclerc now. He won't get it done again. Hajar's have they got just that straight line speed all sorted? I wonder what setup they got this weekend. Kimi Antonelli now on Tsunoda. What's he going to do? Sit behind for another lap is the answer there. Bit of a shame for Kimi. I mean, look, there's 2 seconds to Albon in front. What's he going to do? I mean, it's 1 point if he can even get past Albon. Tsunoda is on the soft as well, so he will be slowing down now too. Oh, I really would love Hajar to get a podium. Absolutely. Your laptop won't load? No. That is no good. Oh, there's a bit of rain in Sector 15. A micro Sector 15, that is. Does that mean that there's rain, or is there a front wing? Let's have a look. It does look dry, yeah. I will not oil up, no. Antonelli again not able to get past Tsunoda. This is getting a bit stale here. We could be in for a bit of a slow race if things don't change. Lance Stroll now. Come on, Kimmy. Come on. Some rain on Oscar's visor we're hearing. Things you love to hear. Not if you're Oscar. Stroll has the third fastest lap. That is an interesting fact. Drops of rain. Who will win the championship? I'm saying Oscar Piastri is my guess. Oh, yeah, so there's Borderletter's front wing flapping off. Ollie Behrman will be pleased to have not picked up any damage from that, to be honest. Blame it on the rain. Ayo, baby. Who's winning the race? Right now, it's Oscar Piastri. However, will he end up winning it? We have no idea. It's going to completely depend on the rain and the weather. So let's see what happens, because there is rain starting to fall now. Hadjar has done a really great job. He's actually held off the gap to Leclerc now even more. Good shit. Pardon my French. Well, here comes Kimi now around turn one. He's really going to have to push it on the exit, and he's going to get super close, and he's not done it again. As the raindrops are now starting to fall, by the way. This is going to get very shaky if he pushes any harder. Stroll's lap time, you say? 0.406 faster than Verstappen. Yes, we're looking at a new set of hards versus an old set of softs, so I'm not going to, you know, tell anyone that Stroll's going to win this race or anything. Blame it on the rain. I like Sauber. I'm not a Sauber fan. Imagine Hadjar getting a podium. Oh, please, please. What you're going to need for Hadjar to get a podium is for Max to pit off the softs, and then, you know, within a lap or two, it starts to pour heavily. And then Max has lost out on a pit stop. That's what you're going to need. And it's very possible as well. Because those mediums could go to about lap 34 or something. Yeah, McLaren are easily winning this. It's like very gently drizzling, so not really. There's not a whole lot of rain. Oscar fan, but I hope Max wins. It's his last home race. Nah. Oscar needs it. I miss Daniel Ricciardo, yeah. Oh, dearie me. Website for this? I have an F1 TV subscription, so you have to pay for that. What do you mean it's his last home race? He's not retiring. My nose is cooked and very itchy. Sorry, I've been blowing my nose a lot recently, so I've got a very dry nose, henceforth itchy. Bear with. Alonso is now into the pits, so off those mediums. It's not the last Dutch Grand Prix, no. What do you mean? It's literally next year. It's gonna be the... Or it's next year, maybe their last year. It's not leaving Formula 1, okay? It extends through the 2026 season. 2026 will be the final one on the calendar at this moment in time. There you go. Okay, we've got a Red Bull coming in now. That is Yuki Tsunoda in the box. Yeah, quickly do a reverse grid and we get an Aston 1-2. Yeah, good thinking. Well, Patrick, yeah, it's like they would get, they'd get fined for that, unfortunately. So, yeah. P16, P17. Yeah, nice. I like that. You know what? I don't disagree with you, Pacific Rim Enjoyer. If it does start raining more, and I can see that it is raining as well, if it starts raining a lot more, Lance is usually quite good in those conditions. We might see it rain soon. Max might be able to just make it if it gets inters, yeah. Let's have a look. Oh dear. You can't see the pits? What do you mean? Look up here. You can see who's pit here. And then here if you're on... If it needs inters, they're all cooked. It's raining more and more. Yeah, it absolutely is. Can you stay out? Yes, Brad, I can stay out. And then spins. Or whatever it was. Or is it? Yes! And then spins. There's absolutely no chance of staying out on slicks here. If it's a little bit wet. Zero grip. Yeah, Russia 2021 was heartbreaking for a few reasons. I don't know, Nicola. It would depend on the start of next year. What Gabby do? Oh, Bordaletto? Contact with Stroll. Yeah. Bit of a shame. And just had a bad start. Oh dear. So we're watching now George Russell defending Lewis Hamilton. Hadjar is holding on to fourth place very nicely. For Hadjar's sake, I would love to see Verstappen come in right this second, because I do believe it's going to continue to rain a little bit. Yeah, me too. Yeah. It's looking a little bit misty in the air. Lewis wants to undercut. Here we go. I agree. I agree, Hamilton. But think of the weather. The weather. Yeah, name my Sonny in it. If you get that reference, you're a real one. Yeah, the undercut is super effective around here. Leclerc's in, is that right? Is it spraying? Yes. Little bit of rain, little bit of rain. HXA, you are slightly ahead of me. If you could potentially refrain from any comments by about 10 seconds, that would be fabulous. Oh, you did spoil it. What are the chances of that? Lewis did crash. I wasn't sure if you were saying, stop commentating it. You're ruining me the race. You're ruining the race. Okay, brilliant. So Hamilton's binned it, guys, but it was ruined for me by someone in the chat who was ahead. Ah. Deary me, Lewis Hamilton wanted to undercut, but that is not what we meant. Don't cut the corner into the wall. Come into the pits. I'm gonna have a double stack here, surely. Yeah, should be a double stack for McLaren. He's gonna try and Lando's gonna pull a little bit of a gap now to Oscar in front. That is light work for McLaren. Safety car's out. They have put on another set of slicks. Oh, Lando's had a slow exit. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Is he gonna stay P2? Yes, he is. Wow. Lando had a bad stop there. Unlucky. Stop commentating, HXA. Be patient. Hold any comments by like 15 or 20 seconds. Because otherwise, I'm going to get the whole race spoiled. Ah, dear. Slow stop there for George as well. Hajar has cooked. Oh, Charles Leclerc has been absolutely ripped off here. Hey, Sando, what's happening? Long time no see. You did tell me about the Ferrari strategy at the beginning of the stream. You did indeed. Let's have a look what happens here with Lewis. Just would have been a drop of camber, right? Comes over the hill, turning in left. Understeer slide, overcorrect, wall on the exit. Surely he could have turned more left, or is it just completely out of his control? Ah, yes, you kind of bottom out on the camber part there. I see. Yeah, when it kind of on the top of that hill there's a point at which it flattens out, and he kind of just rolled halfway on it, and then he couldn't turn left. That's a shame. Rough. So it was a nice double stack. Just oh, the front jack just hadn't come off yet. Oh, could Lando have a pit stop infringement? Interesting. Let's have a look. Nothing better than Lewis crashing. That's a bit unfair. Should have just double stacked the Ferraris. Yeah. Is Russell catching up? It's a safety car, guys, so everything has settled out. Everything has come to a still. Lando's checking in on the front jack guy. That's very sweet of you. Not Lando's fault. Well, depends on if there was a light or not. Lando was looking at him while driving away. Yeah, rough. Sorry. Hello, oi, 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 Barker. What an interesting name. No one clipped that. That's not me saying it. I'm reading out someone's name. What in the Ferrari? Just a little bit of a crash, guys. Just a tiny little crash. That's okay. Mistakes make you stronger, they say. Where to stream for free? Nowhere for free. Safety car in, we are hearing from HXA. Thanks again for telling me that information. Safety car is in, or coming in, I should say. Let's have a look at that Lando Norris pit stop. The light did go green, the jack just didn't come out. Kayo. I am on Kayo. Yes, head to Kayo Sports, Mia. Oscar has gone early, guys. Good man. Let's have a nice restart here from Oscar, please. Nothing crazy. Is Norris getting a penalty? No, there was nothing wrong with that. He followed the green light. He was okay to be released. George Russell now is going to make a move on Isaac Kadja. George should be able to... No, sorry, I mean, Isaac should be able to hold that one off. He has. Good stuff. Hamilton has crashed out. Yes, indeed. Liam Lawson's going incredibly slow. He's made contact with the Williams there. Lawson and Sainz have collided, I believe. Hang on a minute, let's have a look. They must have made contact. Oh dear, punctures all around. Let's have a look. Show me the replay. Show me the replay. Oh dear. Max Verstappen's absolutely flying on those mediums. Kimi Antonelli's up in a P8, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want to see. Stroll's in P10, Alonso P12. Now P13, I take it back. Yeah, so Lewis Hamilton has crashed out of this race. Oh, Oscar Piastri. Isaac Hadjar now at P4. HXA. Broski do be spoiling the race. There's a lot of dirt on the track. There is more rain coming down now as well. Let's have a look to see how this plays out. My favourite driver, maybe Oscar. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair shout. Have I been to Australia? I live in Australia. So yeah. I am Australian, even. Thanks, HXA. Number one op. I guess the last Australian to win the Drivers' Championship. Clark, right? And Alan Jones, never mind. Oh yeah, Clark is British. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Ah, there's a contact. Alan Jones. Yeah, Jim Clark's British. Guys, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Leave me alone. I'm tired. I'm tired. Albon's up at a P7 now. Great race from him. Carlos incredibly unhappy with Liam Lawson. Grab him. There you go. Yo, Rose is lit up. What's good? Thank you so much, your local Lancer owner. Thank you for the roses. Much love. Ooh, lots of debris coming off of Carlos's car there. He's got past Lawson again. Yo, welcome. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Much love. Welcome along. Is your 81 in tribute of Oscar Piastri, perchance? Thank you for all the gifts, guys. Welcome along. How are you going? Interesting day to be a V-Carb and Williams supporter? Absolutely. Lots is happening. Ooh, George is a little bit shaky there on the back of Hadjar. Will Gabby get a penalty for unsafe driving? I don't know. 81 is for Oscar? That's good to hear. That's what I thought, to be honest. The friendship necklace. Oh, I don't know what I almost said there, but it wasn't necklace. I have a friendship bracelet. And Lando Norris one. Perfume, thank you. Surely we get a Galaxy for Oscar Piastri winning. Russell moving under braking, he says, for Isaac Hadjar. Got donuts. Thank you for all the gifts. Hadjar moved under braking. That's what they say, at least. What's the number text of the type of type? What? What the hell does that say? I don't like your profile picture, by the way. That's criminal. Antonelli hasn't quite got past Albon. That was really close. He stuck it down the inside at turn 1. Didn't make it stick on the exit, though. Yo! Casey Gibbo with the ice cube. Welcome along. What's good? I believe Oscar wins the race here. I'm very confident, actually. Virtual safety. HXA, I will have to mute you, brother. You're ruining the race. I love you, but you're ruining the race. Like, now I see it. That's like 20 seconds. Like, I don't mean to be a hater, but I need to see the race for myself. If Oscar wins, you drop a Galaxy? How about you just drop a Galaxy now because he's already going to win? We already know. No, you can comment, just like delay it by a good 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Or wait until I say it or something and then mention it. Because otherwise we're going to be cooked. The hat and moustache, howdy partner. One now, one if he wins. Attaboy. Attaboy. Howdy, partner. Do I think Hadjar will keep his position? Yo, your local owner with a Galaxy. Your local Lancer owner, 81, sent the Galaxy through, baby. Huge. That's my boy right there. That's my boy. Do I think Hadjar will keep his position? I sure hope he does. Millie, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. Much love. Shall contact with Russell. Yo, the hand hearts. Welcome. Interesting. The yellow box next to the names? What do you mean by that? What happened to Lewis? He crashed out. Ten-second penalty. That's okay. Your local Lancer owner, you have absolutely cooked the stream. Welcome, my number one follower at this point in time. Your local Lancer owner, Chewy. Science has got a 10-second penalty, by the way. No way. Oh, that's a bit extreme. Yo, fellow Adelaidean, that's huge. Good shit. Does Lawson have one also? I don't know. Let's have a look at George's radio about that Leclerc move. Here we go. Yo! Leclerc knew that George was going to complain. I mean, he was fully off the track, surely, he says. No, he wasn't. Well, actually, he was. But whose fault is that? Is that... Go Popular, thank you. Kimi Antonelli going past Albon. A little bit of a nudge on the way through, maybe, as well. Hajar is doing very, very well right now. P4, that is incredible if he can hold that off. Imagine. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you so much for the gifts. Surely you get a follow? Absolutely. If that's not worth a galaxy, I don't know what is. We've got the yellow flag for track hazard again. What is it this time? Let's have a look, guys. Probably debris. Viewer of the day, viewer of the stream. I like that. We're going to do viewer of the day right now. Go to your local Lancer owner. Put your votes for viewer of the day on the website right now. Viewer of the day, my vote's going to your local Lancer owner. Brody Loftus is viewer of the day. Brody Loftus has just got here. Don't give me this crap. Brody Loftus knows that Ethan is struggling right now and wants to go to sleep. Race control, Leclerc Russell incident noted. Makes sense. I'm local, or as in like Adelaide. Brody Loftus' viewer of the day says Caitlin. Get out of here, Caitlin. You know what you're talking about. Miss me with that bullshit. Sorry for my French, ladies and gentlemen. Lando Norris being told it's unlikely that there'll be opportunities with the fuel spread. Fair enough. My favorite rookie this season has to be Hajar. I think just on where in Adelaide am I from? I'm hardly going to disclose that information, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I don't like. Not too far. You are getting aired, yes. Drizzy, thanks for the follow. Who do I support, team and driver? I'm an Aston Martin supporter as far as teams go, but don't tell anyone. And as for drivers, Oscar Piastri, I suppose. Going to the Bend next month? Probably. Yeah, there's a lot of carbon fiber everywhere. Can I say the suburb? No, I don't wish to do that. Thank you, though. Yeah. If you want to know, you can bribe Brody to tell you. Brody, don't. Brody, don't. Brody, don't. Brody, don't. Brody, don't. Brody, don't. Don't give them my address, please. I swear. Yo, thank you very much for the gifts, local Lancer owner. Much love. Can you explain why Carlos gets a 10-second while Liam doesn't? He was just, I suppose, deemed to be more at fault. Simply put. I mean, whether or not you agree is a different question. But that was the thing. Oh, mate, you are an absolute legend. Tilde Search AU, welcome along to the chat. I am recovering from an illness. Hopefully you haven't got it also. I don't know, Thursday night I absolutely crashed. I knew I was feeling a bit crap. At uni was just like super flat, and then we just crashed out straight away. It was not a good sight. Friday I was fried. Not as you might think. Oh damn, Alonso is not happy right now. Alonso says, I don't know, you put me in traffic always, with some swearing involved. Essentially telling them to F off. Good shit. Good stuff. Shouldn't have sworn that, but that's okay. My filter right now is a little bit less than usual. Bear with me, I apologize. Mike Crack, Chief Trackside Officer. So Mike's still around. He's not team principal anymore, but yeah. Yeah, it's technically not too late today. Alonso is saying, let's undercut everyone. He's very frustrated. Here we go. Yuki Tsunoda going for around the outside of Ollie Behrman, who's just shut the door on him. And it will be Behrman who keeps the position for a whopping P11, ladies and gentlemen. Be right back, says Amandine. I will see you shortly. Alright, see you in a sec. How's Oscar going? He's doing alright. Norris is catching slowly, but Oscar still has the pace in his locker. Mercedes switch on cars. You have spoiled that again. Thank you very much. George was very shocked there. Did you hear that? That's an interesting one. To see Mercedes swap the drivers around as Russell wasn't gaining on Leclerc, also under investigation. George playing the team game there and switching positions with his younger teammate. He was very shocked on the radio there, if you guys heard that. Funny that. What happened to Hamilton? He crashed. Chris Flood, welcome. Thanks for the follow. The gap between Oscar and Lando now 1.3 seconds. Let's have a look at them switching positions here with George Russell. Interesting. What happened to Lawson? He collided with Carlos Sainz, I believe. I do believe. I don't believe. I know that is the fact. Lando now the fastest man on track. He's actually gaining and gaining more. He might even be within DRS range now soon. Let's say Sunday. Would Oscar still be ahead if he came second? What do you mean by that? Why don't I show my face in YouTube? I do. I think he would by 1 point. Yeah, it would be a 1 point difference, right? 25 to... No, 2 points ahead. 25 to 18. So he would still be ahead. Yeah. Will CL get a penalty? I don't know. It depends on what they deem George to have done beforehand. If they think George pushed him or like closed the door on him, then no. But yeah. HXA, I show my face in YouTube when it's necessary. The videos with the drivers, I don't show my face because it's about them, and I've only got 2 minutes of I can use, so I can't show my face in that. But otherwise, my face is everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about. You're in the kitchen eating right now, so praying nobody crashes and you miss it. Well, I'll just keep you updated, okay? Lando Norris now catching on the back of Oscar Piastri. He's pushing on quite a lot. We got people preying on his DNF right now, which is a bit crazy, but fair enough. Hey, yeah, so the track was wet, and he slipped into the wall, unfortunately. No hate needed for Lando. I agree. No one hate on Lando, please. You've got a Sun Alonso cap too, that's awesome. What do I think about the strategy? One stops natural. It's easy done. It's just the most logical thing right now, really. Uh, 2 seconds, Ted.
Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day.
Are we back? Lando Norris still lapping slightly quicker than Oscar, but I mean they're going tit for tat, so to speak. You know, they're one gains the other gains, one gains the other gains. You feel me? Yeah, it's gonna go down to the end. I doubt either will actually. I don't think Lando gets past Oscar. It's just too difficult to overtake here. So Sainz gets a 10-second penalty. Interesting. Interesting. Who do I think will win the race? Oscar. You can't watch the race? That's a shame. Head over to Kayo Sports and get your first month for free if you're living in Australia or New Zealand. Rose. STR Rose. Your bestie, Oi 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 Baka, is saying, answer my calls. I am 20 years old. Fernando is currently the fastest man on track. Oh, well. Haas haven't pit yet. That is correct. If there was another safety car, Piastri says he would pit. Lando would have a more difficult decision to make. Lando says that he wants to split strategies, should that be the case. Who crashed? Alira. One stop? Yeah, most people are going for the one stop here today. Those who want on a one stop are currently 17th, 18th, and 19th, so do with that information what you will. Still got 24 laps to go. We're officially 2/3 of the way through. Carlos didn't deserve the penalty, and I don't disagree, no. I don't think he deserved that. That's a shame. Have they decided on a verdict for the Leclerc-Russell investigation yet? Yeah, I think no further investigation. Or it's under investigation. Will be done after the race, standard. And that is, yeah, so that's the situation. The Leclerc-Russell verdict. Bit of a shame. Big shame, big shame. Poor Lewis. Science has just said, make sure we go to visit the stewards after the race. I want to have a talk to them. Bro is fuming. How was Yuki still P12? What do you mean by that? You think he should be better or worse? Alonso isn't happy either. That is correct. Yeah, there's a big old train fuming. Imagine if Hadjar got P3. Well, Verstappen might not be able to get to the end of the race. So it's possible. It's absolutely possible. Absolutely. Lawson signs and Alonso dropped, but Yuki stays consistent. Yeah, pretty much. Credit where it's due for Yuki Tsunoda. Rookie of the year, baby. Hulkenberg is holding up Alonso, but that continues all the way through to P10 with Esteban Ocon. Oh, Alonso almost crashing into the back of Hulkenberg there. He's going to have to go for it here. Around the outside, turns to the inside. Good move there from Fernando. But it was just one move though. He's got a fair few more to go to get up into the points. And it's Lance Stroll right now who's going to score points for Aston Martin. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. I destroyed the car. What the heck? Hadjar is so far up. Bro is just cooking. He's built different. Hadjar is elite. Don't come to him. He is a machine. Antonelli's slaying. Is he? I suppose he is. But he has just come into the pits. Why? Why? I don't know the point, though. Like, is it really going to be that much of an advantage? Because, okay, he's ahead of traffic, so great. Yeah, 2-second pit stop for Leclerc, but doesn't really matter all that much. Logan Sargent is cooking right now. What are you talking about? He's gone for softs. So he'll be rapid, yeah, but doesn't matter. He won't get past Russell again, will he? Is Charles coming in to cover it off? Huh. So Charles Leclerc's now coming in to cover off Antonelli. They're really concerned about that, huh? Surely not. That was an easy one stop. Why would they do that? I don't understand. I mean, it's like, yeah, really great pace, but track position, right? Charles Leclerc now around the outside, and he's been crashed out. Charles Leclerc has crashed into Kimi Antonelli, or maybe it was the other way around. Was it understeering from the Mercedes? Charles Leclerc has got no front wing at all. That's a very abnormal sight to see that entire front wing just chopped off in that manner. Interesting. Ooh. Kimi Antonelli going to be in a little bit of trouble there, I believe. Charles Leclerc has DNF'd from this race. We've got a safety car now. Oscar is in. Lando is in. They're not splitting strategies, and this will be softs to the end, I believe, for both McLarens. Max Verstappen now gets a cheap pit stop, and that means that Hadjar will not get a podium at this race, I believe. Interesting there. Very, very interesting. Ferrari have had an absolute nightmare of a race through turn 3. Double DNF, same corner, and Kimi Antonelli looks to be in a bit of trouble, if you ask me. I'd like to see that replay. Did Charles Leclerc try and sharpen off that corner as if he wasn't there, or was that a Kimi Antonelli understeer? Let's have a look. That was dramatic. Max Attacks, welcome. I am good, thank you. Once again, HXA, you ruined it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, buddy. You're going to get muted, mate. Kimi didn't touch him, says KC Gibbo. What the fuck? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Damn, Kimi Antonelli taking a bit of damage there. Just an incident. Oh, yeah, Kimi. Oh, mate. That's a shame. Oh, Leclerc is annoyed about the pit stop itself. Yeah, Kimi just understood a little bit. That was a big impact. Look at that front wing. Gets totally just ripped off there. It was a satisfying crash, at least. It looked pleasing, the way that popped off. But not for Charles Leclerc, it wasn't. That's for damn sure. Very unlucky there for Charles Leclerc. A mistake from Kimi Antonelli has not only damaged his race, but also Charles Leclerc's, obviously. That is a major shame. I don't know about Kimi Antonelli being able to continue in this race. It's going to be interesting to see, because I have a feeling that come the end of this race, he might have a plank that's not at an adequate height. It'll be interesting to see. Regardless, it's looking like he's cooked anyway. I'm sure he'll pick up a penalty. And then he'll be fried. Why are Sainz, Leclerc, and Hamilton on the bottom? Well, Sainz is on the bottom. He had damage and now has a penalty. Leclerc and Hamilton are on the bottom because they're no longer in the race. No, I destroyed the car. Not really, he's currently in P4, mate. Piastri and Lando could be cooked here, by the way. They're on hards to the end. Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris are on hards to the end here, while the next 5 drivers behind them are on brand new softs. Now, of course, the softs are going to be a lot quicker to start with, and the McLaren is naturally quicker, so then maybe that will balance it out. Max could be in with a decent chance here of jumping the McLarens, especially if they tangle or slow each other up on this safety car restart. McLaren could be kind of cooked here. Was that deliberate, going for the hards? Did they have a soft prepared? And if they did, why not use it? Charles Leclerc now is sat in a deck chair, just chilling, posing for the camera, mogging, some would say. What a legend. So this is going to be some good images. Hadjar is cooking the car. I hope Hadjar keeps the car in P4. Maybe podium. I would like to see that, but we'll see. It's saying that the stewards are looking at Russell and Leclerc incident. turn 3. That's wrong. It's meant to be Antonelli, but okay. Albon doing good. He's P6. He's not doing too bad whatsoever. Not bad at all. The gap isn't bad between Verstappen and Hadjar. Well, it's a safety car, so don't worry about the gap, Amandine. Yeah, that wasn't Leclerc's fault. It was Antonelli's fault more so. He understood. From P15 to P6. Not bad at all. Julia, only saying curse words after Ferrari today. I think you are not alone in that. There'd be a lot of Ferrari fans rather unhappy right now. Albon supremacy, says Nicolina. Or Nicolina, I should say. Yeah, it's been a fortunate race. 10-second penalty for Kimi Antonelli there. I think that's fair. Definitely fair. A shame, but fair. That's going to surely see Kimi Antonelli quite the way down out the points. Oh, P16. 16 laps to go now in this race. Lap cars are overtaking. End of next lap, we will see the safety car come in most likely. Julia is selling tickets for Monza after today's race. The Tifosi are abandoning their own race. Tsunoda's not got power. Huh? He doesn't have power until 40% throttle. Yuki Tsunoda has now got an issue with his power, where he's got no trail braking until 40%. So not trail braking. And he's got no input until 40%, so he can't be really gentle on the throttle. It just immediately jumps to 40%. That's cooked. I will be going to OzGP next year, and I'll be in Singapore in a few weeks as well. Safety car will be ending at the end of this lap, as expected. Antonelli speeding in the pit lane as well. Great. It just stacks up. HXA, please be careful spamming things again. You will get muted. Ollie Behrman's in P11 right now, which is incredibly impressive considering. He started P20. Gasly in 8th is also impressive. He will struggle for pace, but fortunately, he's got Alonso Bortoleto behind him, who might hold up the pace a little bit more as well. Max is going to be incredibly pacey on the restart here. Can Hadjar get past him? I hope he can. Can you imagine Hadjar gets the jump on Verstappen? It's not going to happen, let's be real. But we shall see. Surely the last restart of this session. Ooh, the safety car is coming in. Piastri leads the way. We've got 15 laps to go now. We'll see the green flag drop in about 2 seconds. Here he goes. He's launched. Lando's pretty close with him, though. I mean, it's not easy to follow necessarily straight away. Max Verstappen, though, is following really easily on Lando Norris. Let's cut to him coming down the straight. Verstappen's got a lot of pace on him. Will he try and send it around the outside? He's going to look at the line. It's not going to open up for him. Can he get a switchback? Max with the extra grip. Look at him on that soft rubber. He's looking for the gap around the outside of Lando Norris here on the high line. Let's watch it. He's not going to get it done. And now, with that extra little bit of a gap, this is going to be a big struggle for Max to get past. What he needs a lap with no DRS, stay close with him, and then see how you go after the fact. Can you stay in DRS for that second lap? Let's have a look. Oscar Piastri needing to pull that gap to Lando so that he does get swallowed up by Verstappen, and Hadjar not getting overtaken by Russell, critically for him. Julia, thank you very much for the follow. Much love. Hopefully the battle and give Oscar a gap. Yeah, for Oscar's sake, that'd be great. Behrman now up into P10, Bortoleto P11, Fernando Alonso P9, with the fastest lap, and he is right now making a move on Pierre Gasly around the outside, down the straight. That's simply done, and Alonso up into P... No! Temporarily, Gasly just sends it on the brakes, really late on the brakes, and he has maintained P8, has Pierre Gasly. Oscar Piastri now is 1.3 seconds to Lando Norris. He's well out of DRS. Max Verstappen, otherwise, is inside DRS of Lando Norris, which he should hopefully be able to get for his sake halfway through this lap. Obviously, the first DRS zone not coming for a little bit of time. And we've got Hadjar, who is just inside DRS to George Russell. Oh dear, we're looking at the Haas of Ollie Behrman with the medium tyres. He's all over Alonso. Alonso needs to get past Gasly ASAP, or he will get swallowed up by Behrman, which is a crazy thing to say, because I thought that Aston Martin had a lot of pace, to be honest. Oh dear, Norris now is back within a second of Piastri. He must have used a bit of battery there to catch up. Hadjar on the podium. I'm manifesting. So am I, Julia. So am I. What happened to Leclerc? He was crashed out of this race. Unfortunately, by an understeering Mercedes of Kimi Antonelli. And is now under investigation for speeding in the pit lane, no less, also. So it looks like Antonelli could well and truly get dropped out of the points here. We've got Yuki Tsunoda going past Bortoletto. Bortoletto tries to switch to the outside and get a better switchback line. There, no stopping Yuki Tsunoda on the fresh softs. What can you do? Yeah, Ferrari fans have waited 3 weeks for a double DNF. Lando has pulled off now. He is well and truly within DRS of Oscar Piastri. This is going to be a nice battle for the end now. A very close battle indeed. It's really hard to stay within DRS. Oh, look at that shot of Charles Leclerc on the hill. Just watching it. What a legend. That is a very interesting shot. Lol. What a guy. Did you see that? Leclerc just sat on the hill. Oh, that's poetic. Let the memes roll in. Boring race. Stop-start sort of vibes. It's been boring and then something's happened and then it's brought things back together. But that's Zandvoort. Copying Alonso? No. Oh, I'm so tired. Oscar better stay cool, calm and collected. I agree, Joshy. Out of DRS again? Yes, he is. Come on, Oscar. Ollie Behrman's flying right now, guys. He will end up P7 in this race. Because Antonelli's got a handful of points. Albon top 5. Can he get past George Russell? He looks to have the pace. But will he have the opportunity? Ferraris both crashed out turn 3. Not together. Hamilton early on in the race and Leclerc just a few laps ago. Julia, are you in Monza right now? Oh, that's awesome. Jealous. I wish I was in Monza. I am not. Two secs, Ted.
Formula One is go. The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go. The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is...
Alright, we're back. Kind of thought you would join the last 10 laps. Well, welcome. Oscar's flying right now. Verstappen's very unhappy with the ride right now. Hadjar is 1.3 seconds behind him. Is it possible that he could get past Verstappen? Brody B2, what's good? What was that? 5-second penalty for Oscar? What are you talking about? 5-second penalty for Antonelli speeding in the pit lane, not Oscar. Don't worry. You're stressing me out, dude. You're stressing me out. Hadjar first podium. He's going to have to get past Max on track. That's incredibly difficult. Behrman's got past Gasly, guys. He's up in a P8. Ah. No. 5-second penalty for Antonelli, not Oscar. If it was Oscar, I'd be crying, and I'm not, so he didn't get it. So there you go. You would love for Hadjar to get a podium, but you don't think he's going to? I agree. P4 is still brilliant, by the way. Behrman started last, yeah. And Albon also started P15 as well. And Stroll started P19 as well. So there you go. Lance Stroll is cooking. And actually, will probably get past Pierre Gasly now. He's going to bide his time, I think, though. The time in Australia, for me, is it's 12 midnight, isn't it? Yeah, it's midnight, 12 o'clock. Hadjar has dropped back a little bit to Verstappen again now. And Norris 1.5 seconds to Piastri. He's got eight laps to go. I hate you. 3:30 in the UK. I wish I was watching races at 3:30. I am not. Stroll's up in the P9, ladies and gentlemen. Great drive from him. Don't diss my boy. So we might be looking at some... we might be seeing some rain in a few laps, but it is supposed to be no significant rain, though. There is 8 laps to go now. Hadjar is currently on for driver of the day. How much of a penalty did Kimi get? He got 10 seconds for the initial contact and then 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Alonso over the back of Gasly now. It's looking like it's going to be a double points finish for Aston Martin here. Alonso goes to the outside of Pierre Gasly. Gasly again slamming on the brakes to go super late. And look, Alonso will be quite annoyed about that one, I reckon. It's just delaying the inevitable and allowing him to get swallowed up by Yuki Tsunoda. Lando on the radio. Lando's got smoke coming from the cockpit. Surely not. Excuse me? Oh my god, he is! Lando's got an engine issue. You're joking me. We haven't seen reliability issues for a long time. Surely not. Oh my god. There's no way. Hadjar might get it. Lando's DNF'd. Lando's out of the race, guys. There is no way Isaac Hadjar is going to get a podium. Lando Norris is out of the Dutch Grand Prix with an engine issue, and that is critical in the context of this title fight. This is the moment that you'll look back on when we come into Abu Dhabi. We've got a safety car. This is going to be incredibly interesting, and this is oh my goodness. The championship has just swung open in Oscar Piastri's favour for no fault of Lando Norris's doing. You've got to feel for him. That is heartbreaking for McLaren as a team, and for, of course, Lando Norris, who is going to be devastated to lose out on that huge sum of 18 points. But it's Isaac Hadjar in P3 right now, who will be absolutely chomping at the bit to be in with a title, to be in with a chance of finishing on the podium for the first time. Lando Norris out of the Dutch Grand Prix, and Oscar Piastri 25 points the clearer after today's race. How will Hadjar fare on that safety car restart? Can he hold off George Russell? Can he get past Verstappen? There is a world here, ladies and gentlemen, where Verstappen and Piastri collide and Isaac Hadjar wins the race. We were saying it in qualifying yesterday that we haven't had a first-time race winner for quite a long time. Could today be the day that we see a rookie win a race in a racing bull? Nah, it's opportunistic. Surely it couldn't happen. Surely not. but it could. Oscar Piastri, he will be happy in his own championship right, but you've got to feel for Lando Norris. Let's just honestly reflect on what's happened here. Lando has driven a perfect race, and due to no fault of his own, he has just had the championship be ripped from him at this point in time. Head in the hands right now for Lando, sat in the grass. No matter how I want this championship to go, do I want Oscar to win it? Probably yes. Charles Leclerc is on his phone right now. Charles Leclerc is still sat in the grass. I think he's watching the race on his phone. What is going on? This is so ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you've got to feel for Lando, because this is the sort of thing that will change the outcome of the entire championship. Oh dear. What happened? Oil leak. Oil leak and a failure for Lando. That's heartbreaking. Oscar Piastri soars clear. Ah, that's heartbreaking. I really do feel for Lando. That is really disappointing. Lando did everything right today. Championship lead is about to be extended to 34 points. That is substantial, ladies and gentlemen. Hadjar's P3, guys. Lando DNF with an engine issue, oil leak. Come on, Isak. Come on, Isak. All we need is Massey and Max Winch. That's silly. 2 Ferraris and a McLaren DNF. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Max is soft, getting slippery. What happened to Leclerc? Oh goodness. Can you imagine if Max takes out Oscar? I don't want it to happen for the sake of the championship, but that would be incredible for Isak. Imagine Isak wins the race under safety car conditions. Oh dear. Behrman P6 as well. Wow. This has been a very interesting race. Albon has done very well, but it's got to be Hadjar driver of the day. Albon started P15, yeah. Hadjar. What happened to Lando? Oil leak. Engine failure. Yeah, there's lots of oil on the track, apparently. Here we go. Isak Hadjar, baby. Safety car is ending. HXA, I must time you out. Sorry, brother. You'll ruin this race for me. I'm so sorry. I love you, brother, but you're gonna ruin it for me, and we'll bring you back in a minute. Light drizzle, says Max Verstappen. Isak Hadjar now in P3, on the back of Verstappen, who's on the back of Piastri, who's on the hard tyres. George Russell, does George spoil the party? That is the question we're all going to be wanting to see. Please, Isak, have a great restart. Piastri's gone early, and Hadjar hasn't got off well, and it's George Russell who will be on the back of him right now. Does Verstappen make any mistakes? Hopefully, for Hadjar's sake, he does, but it's George Russell who's the big threat right now. Oscar Piastri should maintain this into turn 1 right now. Verstappen, though, will have the warmer tyres. Those hards impossible to keep up to temperatures under safety car. Hadjar now through turn 1. George stays behind, and it's looking like he could still be safe here to get P3. That Mercedes should have the pace on it, but Hadjar has been absolutely on it all weekend. George Russell now is within a very close fighting distance to Hadjar, but no DRS on this lap. Does Hadjar have the pace through the last 2 sectors on this lap to make sure that he breaks DRS? This is going to be close. Verstappen as well in DRS range still on Oscar Piastri, who is opening it up between Verstappen and Hadjar. Hadjar is now going to be absolutely vulnerable with George Russell behind. Does Hadjar just get the elbows out here and fight tooth and nail to the end to try and protect this podium? Or does he play it safe and not risk colliding? Because we've seen a lot of collisions so far in this race. We're going to have 3 laps to go at the end of this lap. So 3 laps with DRS. That's a lot for Hadjar to hold off on. And as it stands right now, there is going to be 6 tenths between him and George as they start that main straight, which might be within fighting distance if a big lunge wants to be made. Piastri has pulled a second to Verstappen now. Hadjar needs to get within a second to Verstappen on the next lap, or he could be well and truly vulnerable. 6 tenths was the gap at the start of the straight. George nowhere near making a move. Now DRS is enabled. That's why he wasn't able to gain that much. And let's have a look at what the gaps are looking like at the end of this lap. Now, we're going to need Verstappen to make a little bit of a slip so Hadjar can get within DRS, because that DRS is going to be crucial in maintaining that P3 position for Ishak Hadjar. George Russell now within a second still. 6 tenths the gap. Hadjar, though, outside of DRS as it stands to Max Verstappen, gaining to 9 tenths between himself and the Mercedes behind. The middle sector here is going to be crucial in pulling that gap. As we know, it's hard to follow lots of corners, and here comes that first DRS zone. Can Hadjar pull the gap? I think he has. I think he's extended it to 1 second. Where's the detection point? I think he's done it. This is going to be the decider of if he gets a podium or not, and it looks to me like George doesn't have DRS. Hadjar's pulled a gap, and he's actually now pulling closer and closer to Max Verstappen as Verstappen has fallen off the back of Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri now will win this race, barring any major issue from himself. If there was an incident elsewhere on track right now, that would end up being a safety car or something, and we would finish under yellow flags. As you can see, George Russell down the main straight does not have DRS. Ishak Hadjar right now, he will be absolutely sweating bullets with nerves right now, but does he have the bottle? I believe he does. It's an incredible turnaround as you look back to how things started this year. Gasly being told to swap positions. How do you plan on doing that? What are you talking about? Huh? I have no idea what we've just seen. Interesting. Oh, I guess it makes sense. Colapinto. Oh, anyway, forget about that. That's not important to us right now. Why do we even care? Ishak Hadjar right now, guys. P3 with 1.5 seconds to Russell in P4. He's going to win this race. There's a lap and a half to go right now, and the rookie is going to end up on the podium in a Racing Bull. If you told people at the start of the year that a Racing Bull with a rookie in it would finish on the podium before that second Red Bull seat, you would be absolutely laughed at. Who else hasn't had a podium before that? Like, can we just look at that real quick? I mean, the Williams? What's going on? Tsunoda and Gasly have been investigated. Whatever, who cares? That's not on our radar right now. What is on our radar is Albon in P5. Behrman will finish P6. Stroll will finish P7. Alonso P9. And Esteban Ocon might even manage to pick up a point if he can stay within that 5-second penalty with Kimi Antonelli. Oscar Piastri now starting the final lap. He's got 1.5 seconds to Verstappen. 2 seconds separate Hadjar and Russell right now, by the way. It is showing that Ishak Hadjar is going to finish on the goddamn podium. Ladies and gentlemen, as Oscar now starts the 3rd sector. No, he doesn't. I'm looking at the wrong place. Norris had an oil leak, unfortunately. Max Verstappen is pushing on now through this last half of the lap, but it's too little, too late. It's a McLaren versus a 2025 Red Bull. You know who's going to come out on top. It's going to be Oscar Piastri, rounding the final few corners before he opens it up for the main straight with that banking. Oscar Piastri was always going to win this race, But was he going to pull 25 points clear in the championship? I didn't believe he would. As Lando Norris DNFs, Oscar's going to win the race, and Oscar Piastri is absolutely soaring in the championship now. He wins the Dutch Grand Prix for his first time in his career. It's 2 years in a row for McLaren, and Ishak Hadjar finishes on the podium in P3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is monumental for the team. Can you believe it? Ishak Hadjar, the rookie of the season. Kimi Antonelli gets demoted all the way down to P15, P16, and maybe, no, he doesn't, it's P16. George Russell finishes 4th, Albon finishes 5th, Behrman 6th, that's a really great finish for him. Double points for Aston Martin, 7th and 8th, Stroll and Alonso. Sonoda does end up in P9 and Ocon P10. It's double points for Haas, double points for Aston Martin, and Ishak Hadjar finishes in 3rd position. It's a podium for the young man. Ladies and gentlemen, take a bow for Ishak Hadjar. Beautiful. I honestly cannot speak any higher of this right now. Ishak Hadjar came into Formula 1, a driver who had a little bit of a concern, an asterisk on his name. How will he shape up with the pressure of Formula 1? He was a notoriously difficult driver to work with in his younger years, and now he has matured, not only on the track, but off the track, and now crosses the line, a podium finisher, P3 for Ishak Hadjar. That is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think anyone's going to be unhappy with that. Piastri wins the race. Job well done from him. And again, hearts go out to Lando Norris, who very unfortunate to now be 30 plus points behind his teammate in the championship fight. Also, the Ferraris, a moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen. Double DNF for them. Wow. Ishak Hadjar, baby. Ishak Hadjar. And don't come up my boy Lance Stroll ever again. Thank you very much. Hadjar podium. That is incredible. I am so happy. Ollie Behrman P6, also a great result. I'm so unwell after that. I really had to push myself for that. Hope you appreciate that. Just dropped my drink bottle. Wow, Yuki 9th. Yeah, he did well in the end. It's funny to say that a 9th position for a Red Bull is a good job, but he did well. I'll tell you what I want to see is Hadjar. Well done, Oscar. It's another race win. My guy. Hadjar, come on, brother. Get out there. Take a bow. Yeah, they better spray him with champagne. Look at Oscar going straight over to him. My guy. What a legend. See you next week. See you next week. I can't speak. Hadjar podium. That is awesome. What a legend. How's Oscar out? What are you talking about? You won the race. Hadjar, my boy. What a legend. I love him. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. Oh, that's so sweet. He has no idea. What a legend. Oh, I love that. I think it was 30 7. No, 34 now, right? Yeah, 34 points ahead, I believe. What happened with Lando? He had an engine issue. Oil leak. That is a shame for him. Wow. How's he out? Lando, DNF. Thanks, Expressive Pets. I appreciate that. Hajar on the podium. Oh, my lord. That's so awesome. Oh, what a cutie. I love him. Brava. No Kimi non bravo. Rebel are going to start scouting. I think Kajar wants to stay where he is for now, to be honest. That Racing Bull is far nicer to drive, and it's clear to see. So keep him at the Racing Bull so he can develop, and look to get him in maybe at the start of next year. Alright, have a good night, Rose. That was awesome. Almap, thank you for the follow. Thank you everyone for following. If you're new around here on TikTok, make sure you hit that follow button as well so you don't miss any of the future live streams and content. We will be live next week as well for Monza, of course. Bear with me just 2 seconds.
Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports. It is a new day. Formula One is go! The greatest spectacle in motorsports.
We're back. Mate, Hajar on the podium is crazy work. Will we get an interview from him? Diana, thanks for the follow. Eric, thank you for the follow. Hajar, here we go. Look at him. Haley, thanks for the message, for the follow. Sarah, thanks for the follow. Wow, what a race. How about that? Isak Hajar, P3 at Zandvoort. That is crazy. Wow. I agree, Julia. Your boy Hajar, let's go. What the hell? For the record, guys, I am reading out chats when I do things like that. Specifically, the message says, "Yee, my boy, Hajar on podium, what the hell?" So when I say weird stuff, I'm just reading out comments. And even if I'm not reading out a comment, for legal reasons, I'm reading out a comment. Can I recap what happened to Hamilton and Leclerc? Yeah, so essentially, Hamilton had a DNF on his own accord. He had a bit of understeer, went up onto the track where there's a little bit of an uncomfortable position. Car kind of like bottomed out when it flattens over, and then understeered into the wall and just nicked the front right, and it snapped off his front suspension. So that was Hamilton. And Leclerc, Kimi Antonelli went for a move up the inside, but had a bit of understeer and tapped him, spun him around, and then Bang, big collision into the wall. That was the end of Leclerc's race, and also Antonelli's retrospectively as well. Double DNF for Ferrari and a DNF for Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri wins and is now dominating in the championship standings. Things you love to see if you're an Australian and you love Oscar Piastri. Oh, goodness me, guys. I cannot wait to go to sleep. But not for a lack of an entertaining race in the end. I am just not well. I am sick. And I'm looking forward to getting some much-needed rest after a very busy weekend of university work and Formula 1 being back. Oh, dear. Chelsea won? Oh, dear. That's not good. Man City versus Brighton. Brighton's going to win. Oh my gosh. Guys, Man City, Brighton. Did Lando have an engine failure? Yes, he did. Wait, have Brighton just scored? Guys, if you're watching the Premier League, Brighton have just gone up 2-1 in stoppage time. City. Up the Seagulls. Oscar Piastri just had off some fireworks. What a legend. What a legend. Riley, thanks for the follow. You wish you wouldn't have raced today? Bad day for Tifosi? Yeah, what a shame. Well, Julie, it's been a pleasure meeting you nonetheless. Brighton about to get a third. Oh my gosh. Oh, Racing Bulls, you've got to love it. We love Hadjar. We love Hadjar. Man City's down full. Me and my boys, we used to pray for these days. Cooldown room now, by the way. Let's just listen in closely. Hadjar had a great weekend. There we go. There's the contact between lots of oohs and ahs. I'm loving this. This is really cute. This feels like Hadjar asking Big Brothers for like their advice. Oh, they're beautiful. No! Man City almost scored, guys. His Zach Brown and Helmut Marko stood next to each other is an interesting sight. Lando Norris had an engine failure, an oil leak. I hope Brighton win. Come on. Hadjar on the podium, baby! What a legend. Isak Hadjar. What a legend. What a legend. Oh, I love it. I love it. Piastri winning the championship, yes. Manchester City are down 2-1 right now. 32 points separate the two leaders right now. Piastri leading his teammate Lando Norris. So let us rejoice, for we are one and free. Australian national anthem right now, lads. Just soak it in, get used to it. You're going to have to hear this for a few more years to come still. Man City have just thrown away, I believe, their last attack of the game. I don't care, though, because Oscar's on the podium with Isak Hadjar. What a beautiful sight. 32 points in the championship. Come on, baby. Oscar Piastri. Attaboy. He is winning the championship, and you can see that there's a bit of a smirk creeping in there. He is very happy with this. You know, obviously he doesn't wish anything bad to Lando. He doesn't want Lando to suffer necessarily. But he knows that that is a lot of breathing room, and that takes a lot of the pressure off. Oscar Piastri, attaboy. Brighton Hove Albion have beat Manchester City. Fix the hair. Oh, Oscar. I thought you were talking to me. Sent him victorious. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Oscar Piastri wins the Dutch Grand Prix. I do feel really bad for Lando Norris. Let's see Hadjar with his trophy here. This is going to make a man cry. Come on, Hadjar. Oh, come on, Hadjar. What a beautiful trophy. I'm also live on Twitch. Yes, I'm always live on Twitch when I'm on TikTok. Max picks up P2, and the most celebrated, I'm sure, of the weekend. Hadjar gets his third place. There we go. Well done, Hadjar. Let's go, Hadjar. Good man. Max right up in his face. Bless. Good vibes on the podium today. I guess there's less tension when there's not another McLaren teammate up there, hey? Not that Lando's bad vibes, don't get me wrong. Lando's great vibes. I'm just saying, you know, when one of them's always going to be disappointed if they're both up there, so the fact that he's not there, good vibes. Huge. Look at Hadjar. Well played. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for the Dutch Grand Prix this weekend. It has been an absolute pleasure. What a race it was in the end. Wow. First time in F1 history where two people born in the 2000s are on the podium. Is that right? Surely that's not right. Surely... Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Interesting. See you all next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button or hit that follow button wherever it is that you're watching from. I've been Ethan at Woody F1. Until next time, make sure you tune in to Kayo Sports for all of the Formula 1 and sporting action. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for bearing with me this weekend with my illnesses. We've made it, and it's time to go and edit. But no, thank you so much. I will catch you all very soon. And see you next time. Isak Hadjar on the podium. Piastri, 32 points. Well in, son.